Hi, this is Pamela. In this video, I'll go through decision statements with my drawing turtle. I have a training if-else statement and a nested loop that will check the size of each arrow and set the color according to each condition and size. In my turtle class, I've written a method to draw arrow by taking in parameter integer size. So it will draw big or small arrows depending on what integers pass through. In my conditional execution class, I've created a world W and a turtle T in the world W at coordinates 50 to 100. And I have my nested loop here. For my outer loop, I have integer I initiated to 0. As long as it's less than 150, I will be incremented by 75 for each loop. For my inner loop, I have integer j set to 0. For j is less than 70, j will be incremented by 25. Inside my loop, I've declared a variable size equal to the sum of I and j. This way I can create arrows of different sizes without calling drawArrow method multiple times. And here I have my conditional statements. Before we begin, this is a logic flowchart I found on Google for if-else statement. If-else only tests one condition, so if what's in the if statement is true, it will execute some code. If not true, it will execute something else. So it is either this or that situation. For example, if someone can ask you if you had breakfast this morning, the answer is either yes or no. There's no other answer. For chaining if-else statements, it looks like this. If one condition is true, it will carry out statements A. If not true, it will test another condition. If it is true, it will run statements B. Else, it will run statement C. And going back to my code here, one thing to note is that these parameters are inside the inner for loop. So these if-else statements will only execute when the outer loop and the inner loop conditions are met. I put if size is greater than or equal to 100, I will set the pen color to black. Else if the size is greater than or equal to 50, I will set the pen color to green. Else, I will have red. When I pass a number for size, it will check if it is greater than or equal to 100 first. If it is, it sets to black and skips the rest of the conditions. If it's not, it will check the second condition if size is greater than or equal to 50. Notice that since it has already checked size 100 or above in the if statement, so the possibilities remaining that my else if statement will check is size 50 through 99. And if that is still false, that means size is smaller than 50. Then I'll draw the arrow of the given size and print out which size arrow was drawn and what color for each step in the loop. Now I run this code. For the first loop, size is 0, so we don't see anything. For the second loop, I is equal to 0 and j is incremented to 25. So 0 plus 25 gives size 25. It is not greater than or equal to 100 or 50, so it falls into the else category, so the color is set to red. This one. And the third loop, as I is equal to 0 and j is 50 for size of 50. So it is greater than or equal to 50, so it is set to green. And it will do the same thing until it gets to the last loop. I is equal to 75 and j is equal to 50. And added together for a size of 125, which is greater than or equal to 100, so this arrow will be set to black. To make this just simple if-else statement, I will take off this else-if condition. Now my arrow size 100 or above will draw black arrow, otherwise it will draw red. If we run this again, as you can see, I don't have any green arrows. This wraps up my video for conditional execution, and thanks for watching.